What was it like? What was it like to coach in that game?
Stunk. It was different. It was really different. Thrilled to have the opportunity to play. I did not say anything to them, just, obviously that we're limited to 250 people. It's not going to be what we're accustomed to. That was different than I anticipated. It was, just what it is. And that bench, and we had, I think it was Naheem that mentioned, we tried our best to simulate a game day experience on last Saturday, with the noise and the distanced bench and all of that sort of thing. But I probably didn't handle that very well, and I thought our shot selection was not very good at all in the first 10 minutes. I take a lot of responsibility there. You got a chance to work through some of that stuff when you scrimmage. When we would have scrimmaged Richmond and East Tennessee for obvious reasons that didn't occur. So I'm just thrilled that we've got this flight and we've got some time in Connecticut to watch and learn and grow. We needed it badly. But all in all, felt good about how hard they played. We had obviously had a couple of kids play a good basketball game for us.
You went on that run late in the first half, and of course then shot well in the second half. Was that due to it took you a while to get used to the atmosphere or get used to each other?
I don't think the atmosphere had anything to do with it, Mark. I think it was shots were coming so easy. To be frank, and I'll tell you what I told them. We got to get a great shot from guys that we want taking it, and I'm not sure we did that in the first half. We had some flying through the air, looked like an AAU game, and that makes me sick to my stomach. But we got settled down and settled in. I thought did a much better job from the 10-minute mark on, and better. I thought our shot selection was much better in the second half.
Were you wearing the mask on the sideline? Were you able to get your message across to the players as the game?
Yeah, that didn't have a lot of problem with that. I didn't think that was that big a deal at all. I really didn't.
Hey, Mike, it's Mike Barber from Richmond. I'm curious, you went with that small lineup, a bunch that had Reese at the 4. Was that something about Radford, or is that a lineup that you think is going to be good for you and you want to try to get out there this year?
It was more about RU than it was our team. I was searching there for a little bit, Mike. 10-minute mark, second half, and that's the way he started the game. Pimsel is not completely back from a little nagging injury. Gaston is going to be a really good player. I thought he helped us a lot. I think under 8 second half, thought he did some nice things, drive and pitch to Pimsel for a nice possession. Mutz is going to play better. He fought, but still trying to, find where he fits. And he's going to find that. We're going to help him with that. And I think when it's all said and done, we can play a number of different ways. Will we see a steady diet of Radford and Keve together 4-5? No, but that's a tricky lineup to guard. I do know that.
Do you have any update on Jalen?
Yeah, he's ready to go. He's been on the shelf here for a little bit. He was cleared completely Monday, Tuesday. I mean, he's bouncing around going 100% last week, but an abundance of caution, probably keep him with me through what I hope are 2 games this weekend, and he should be ready to roll against whomever that is we play coming back from Mohegan Sun. I think it's VMI now that I think about it.
Thank you,
Mike. That was not a that was not a perimeter shooting game that you saw from Keve down in South Carolina. Dude attempted 1 3-pointer a couple seasons ago, and he had a little bit of a shooting touch out there today. Was that something we can expect more from him?
Yeah, it is. Is that Norm?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it is, Norm. I'm not the shooting whisperer. This kid used his sit-out year to you either get better or you digress, and he worked. He spent a lot of time on it. He's got a beautiful stroke. He's got big, soft hands, much like a tight end in football. He receives the ball well. He's still working on his balance. When he's off left or right, his balance isn't spot on. But that is pretty typical of what we see day in, day out in practice. Is him at the final stats of our practices. He's made 3, 4, 5 from 3. So obviously, I don't want him to search for them. And I thought he did a pretty good job finding those shots out of our offense. A couple were set and out of bounds under. We ran a little something to get him behind the arc, and he made that one, I think, in the first half. It was a late clock, if I recall correctly. But Norm, he can really shoot it, and that's a hard guy to guard. That guy that can step out there and make that shot as a 5.
Keve agreed that that early on he said it felt like there was a little bit of a scrimmage atmosphere to it just because of the lack of people in the room. And I asked him if somebody needed to kind of kick those guys in the butt a little bit while they were on the after the early start. Did you sense maybe a lack of energy from them early on?
I did, and I take a lot of responsibility in that. And I think a part of it was such a tough start offensively, and I thought we got back on our heels. I thought we fought. I thought we hung in there defensively. But that's what we're going to have, I hope, night in, night out. And it's got to be the group. It's got to be our coaching staff. It's got to be a group of people coming in that locker room prior to the game, with the understanding that we've got to fight and we've got to, we got to pull one another along. We'll get that ironed out. I'm not worried about that.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. Peter Duggan, Everything VT Basketball. So you had 10 guys playing today, and that's without Cone and John. How big is it moving into year 2 to have this new added depth? And is it going to be a challenge in spreading minutes across all these guys?
Peter, it's going to be a challenge. I can make something up and try to convince you. I've always thought that was a pretty easy thing, how minutes are distributed. You put the guys on the floor that give you the best opportunity to win. I will always do that. But, we do have a number of kids that can help us. And, we'll take a look at it and adjust, and things will evolve. This was my 19th year. I can't tell you how many times I can look at a stat sheet after a game, and a kid has played 10 minutes, and I look at one in February, and that same kid played 32. Those things work themselves out, has been my experience, and I feel certain that we'll have the same kind of experience with this team. But that's
Mike,
right. That's a good question, Peter.
Excuse me, Mike. How come John and Maddox did not play today?
John hurt his knee a little bit, Mark, one day last week. He's doing some things on the side with our coaching staff. Not sure exactly the extent of it and how we're going to proceed. Maddox, Darius Maddox can really score the ball. That was my choice not to play him in the first half. I think he got in there a little bit in the second half. He's a good basketball player. He's going to be fine.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Have a nice day. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.